Hey, John Hill, CHF Bodybuilder. I'm here today at my cardiologist's office. I'm getting my pacemaker checked. This is the first time I've had my pacemaker checked since this lifestyle change that I've had. And the cool thing about this device is that it actually records everyday heart activity. So they'll be able to look back pretty far and see if during this exercise thing that I've been doing and this lifestyle change, if I've had any significant CHF events. In the past, I've had some really bad things happen when I started working out, but this will be the telltale sign, and I'm really looking forward to finding out what the results are for it. So this is my doctor, Dr. Patel. Hey, Dr. Patel. He's going to kind of go over the chart, kind of the results of how everything went with my pacemaker check.
All right, so Mr. Hill was seen today, and we did check on his defibrillator to see how he is doing. So Mr. Hill, if you want to look at your chart here, so this is a trend line which shows how much fluid you have in your body, or it tells us in what phase your heart failure is in. It's known as optival. If the levels are up, that means you are going to have an episode of decompensated heart failure. If the levels are nice and low and normal, it's a good sign. So for you, the levels have been continuously going down. So even in April, you were up high over year, and you can see this trend line continue to move down.
If you saw in my video previously, I explained to you at the end of April was whenever I decided to go on to a plant-based lifestyle, and you can see easily here that the moment that I changed that diet, it started going down in fluid.
And even if we go as far as back from August of last year, you see that you were having a lot of spikes in the fluid levels, up and down, up and down, up and down, and you were pretty high, but actually we have seen a nice smaller spikes and more stability in the last, I guess, since April. So I guess it coincides with what you're doing.
Yeah.
The other interesting thing that I'm seeing here is the daily heart rate trend. Before, you would see this, this is just a graph, here is 80, and this is a heart rate of 60, and you would go up and down, up and down, up and down. Now, actually, you're pretty much in the zone in the 70s when you're not kind of moving around and stuff.
Wow, so my heart rate has actually slowed in my resting heart rate, is what you're saying?
Yep,
Oh,
we've seen a
wow.
little slowdown in resting heart rate. And then the other thing, your activity level, that was also very interesting. So this device can tell us how active you have been. And yes, so this is the activity chart, and your activity level was not that good from August to February, and something changed in April, and you have been very active. You see the spikes that shows period of exercise and the heart doing more. So this right here does show high activity level, and that's a good sign. When people are more active, that means the heart is able to cope up with what they're doing and helping them.
So what we're seeing here, okay, as a CHF person, someone who has been diagnosed with that, the activity level went up. Now, typically, whenever activity level goes up, doesn't that usually trigger events a lot of times if you go too much? Or?
So, I mean, generally, a lot of heart failure patients are not very active, because they don't feel good, So when people are active, it's a good sign, That means that whatever they're doing is helping their heart. And so your activity level has jumped up quite a bit in the last 3 months, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
And I guess the only positive intervention that we did is what you did, changing your lifestyle. You have been on the same medications for years now. So and that you've been able to do that without problems is a good thing.
Yes, I would think so. And so I guess so what it's proven is that since this lifestyle change, I've lowered my resting heart rate, I've increased activity, and I've lowered the amount of fluid that's building up in my lungs and everywhere. So in essence, I'm combating CHF.
You are combating CHF with lifestyle. Now, one word of caution is back in July, I guess you and I talked, and you overdid it. You
I got on the elliptical and I tried to push it a little bit too far.
Your heart rate did jump up quite a bit, but it's good thing is that you recognized it and you stopped it. So, but other than that, actually,
your body.
But other than that, you are not in any dangerous rhythms. Before this, we would see every now and then you had some dangerous rhythms, but in this one, except for that time when you pushed it too much, other than that, we haven't seen any irregular activity. So that's good.
That's awesome. Thank you so
much. All right,
much.
you were the good work.
So as you can see, I got some great news from the doctor. I really wasn't expecting it to look like that. I thought that maybe there might be some hiccups here and there, that maybe they'd just say, hey, it looks good. But he was able to actually sit there, look through all my little charts, and you could see that my resting heart rate was now completely stable for about the time in April when I first started. Within 2 weeks of that, what you didn't know is there was this little section on there that was showing that in April, whenever I was thinking about the heart transplant, that my fluid levels had reached extreme point, and I was about to have a really major CHF event if I had not changed the way I was doing things. And I did kind of let it slip out of the bag that I had changed to a plant-based diet. I kind of wanted to step everybody through this because it's pretty major, and a lot of people would just say, like me, whenever I first thought about trying to do a plant-based diet, was I'd rather die than eat that crap. I mean, that's just kind of how I felt. And I want to tell the whole story about what happened. So this next video that's going to be coming up, I'm going to kind of tell the story about what spurred me to move to this new lifestyle that I just started, and just kind of tell some of the backstory of what's been going on. So I hope that you subscribe to my channel, that you keep track of my progress here, and we're going to walk step by step. And I'm truly believing now, especially after seeing this, that there is great potential that I will be able after my 50th birthday to walk upon that stage and compete as a bodybuilder. John Hill, CHF Bodybuilder. Subscribe to the channel.